It is 50 degrees outside. You have no water, no shade, no AC, no car, just open land in every direction for miles. A modern human in this situation is dead within 2 hours. But your ancestors didn't just survive this. They hunted in it. They ran in it. They thrived in it. So what did they have that you don't? The answer will make you feel embarrassed about your own body. Part 1. The body they built. Let's start with the obvious question. Why Africa? Because that's where modern humans evolved. And Africa is brutal. The savanna hits 45 to 50 degrees regularly. No trees for miles. No rivers nearby. Just flat, open, burning land. And early humans didn't just live here. They dominated here. But how? Because evolution is ruthless. Over hundreds of thousands of years, every human who couldn't handle the heat died before they could reproduce. Every human whose body managed heat better survived, had children, passed it on. What was left after this brutal filtering process was a body specifically engineered for extreme heat. And that body looked very different from every other animal on the savanna. The human body is not weak. It is the most heat-adapted large mammal on this planet. We just forgot how to use it. Part 2. The sweat weapon. Here is where it gets interesting. Humans have between 2 and 4 million sweat glands. A lion has almost none. A dog cools itself by panting, which is inefficient and slow. A horse sweats but has a thick coat trapping heat inside. But a human sweats from almost every inch of their body simultaneously. And we lost most of our body hair, which means the sweat actually evaporates, which means we cool down faster than any other large animal alive. This is called evaporative cooling, and it is one of the most effective heat management systems in the entire animal kingdom. Ancient humans used this as a weapon. They would chase prey, not sprint and catch it, but jog behind it for hours in the midday heat. When every other predator was resting in the shade, the animal would overheat and collapse. The human would just keep going. This hunting technique is called persistence hunting, and it still exists today. The Kalahari Bushmen still do it. A man jogging in 40-degree heat for 6 hours straight. No water, no rest, just running until the animal dies of heat stroke, and the hunter does not. Every other predator feared the midday sun. Ancient humans scheduled their hunts around it. The heat wasn't their enemy, it was their advantage. Part 3. What they ate and drank. Now here's the part that sounds impossible. Some ancient human populations survived with almost no direct water access, not because they didn't need water, but because they knew where it was hiding. Sand bushmen in the Kalahari could find water by reading the color of certain leaves, the behavior of specific birds, the moisture level of sand at a particular depth. They would dig into dry riverbeds with their hands and find water 2 feet below the surface. They stored water inside ostrich eggs buried underground, a natural refrigerator, a natural canteen. They ate foods with high water content, summer melons, wild cucumbers, certain roots, not because they tasted good, because they kept you alive. And their bodies were calibrated to extract maximum hydration from minimum water intake. Studies on modern hunter-gatherer groups show they can survive on fluid intake, levels that would cause severe dehydration symptoms in a modern sedentary human. Their kidneys were more efficient, their bodies wasted less. They didn't find water because they were lucky. They found water because they spent their entire lives learning a landscape the way you learned your city. Every rock, every tree, every dry riverbed was a map they carried in their head. Part 4. The behavioral system. But it wasn't just biology. Ancient humans also built behavioral systems around heat. They moved at dawn and dusk, peak activity when temperatures were lowest. In the worst midday heat, they rested in shallow caves or under rock overhangs, not sleeping, resting, conserving energy, letting their core temperature drop, then hunting again in the late afternoon. They also understood group survival. If one person found water, everyone drank. If one person collapsed from heat, the group slowed down. Nobody was left behind. Because in extreme heat, a group of 8 survived situations where a solo human died. The social system was a survival system. Survival in extreme heat was never just physical. It was a combination of biology, knowledge, behavior, and community. Remove any one of those 4 and you die. Part 5. What you lost. Now here's the uncomfortable part. You still have most of this machinery inside you. Those 2 to 4 million sweat glands, still there. The ability to adapt to heat through gradual exposure, still there. Studies show that humans who spend 10 to 14 days gradually exposed to high heat develop measurably more efficient sweating, lower heart rate in heat, better plasma volume. The body remembers. But modern life removed almost every trigger that activates these systems. AC, cars, refrigerators, delivery food. You never need to activate the ancient machinery, so it sits there, unused, rusting. And when you do face real heat, it catches you completely off guard, because your body has the tools. You just never learned how to use them. Your ancestors didn't have better bodies than you. They had the same body. They just had no choice but to use it. So the next time the AC breaks down and you feel like you're dying, remember, somewhere in your DNA is a person who ran barefoot across burning savanna for 6 hours, chasing an antelope in 50-degree heat with no water, and won. That person's blood is in your veins. Their sweat glands are in your skin. Their kidneys are filtering your blood right now. You didn't lose the ability to survive heat. You just got comfortable enough to forget it was ever there. The machine still works. You just stopped turning it on.